This Is Us is a 2016 NBC joint in the same spirit as 30-something. Except this one goes well beyond what you would actually expect. This was on our Hulu watch list, or our Hulu suggested list. I took a gamble, rolled the dice, and it was absolutely worth it. We know how awful things have gotten with Hollywood hacks constantly subverting expectations. But maybe sometimes all I want is a bunch of space wizards dressed in bathrobes and karate gis killing each other with flashlights and laser guns. Maybe that's what I wanted. You ever think about that? Either way, this didn't subvert expectations. This surpassed expectations. Now there are elements of wokeness because it's 2016, but I guess the goalpost has been moved, so now I'm acclimated to the new level of wokeness. So the old level of wokeness isn't so bad, and I think that's kind of the goal, but it wasn't bad. It had me hooked from the first episode. If you could take the physical embodiment of surpassing expectations and the physical embodiment of existentialism, and they met in a church, got married, bought a house, and started a family, this would be the Christmas card. Right now we're on season 3, so that could change, but it's good. If I tell you anything, and I do mean anything, about the first season, I could spoil the whole thing. It came out in 2016. I understand if you haven't seen it by now, that's on you. But I hadn't seen it before. I had never. I heard people talk about it in 2016, and they may have talked it down or talked it up. I really didn't pay attention. I was going to school and I didn't care. I didn't have time for that. I had time for a few games of Call of Duty between classes and work, and whatever. So I missed out on this one, and everything is detail oriented, and they tell the story in segments. It's fragmented and compartmentalized. So from episode to episode, there's a little bit more information you pick up, but there's this other like island of information over here, and they do that game where you have to pay attention to the details in the room, like the car tag, the year of the car tag, because the year of the car tag determines when this event happened, so then you can put it in perspective of all the other events that you've already witnessed. Usually that's the sort of thing that would piss me off, but nothing's in full in sequence. But a non-linear storytelling, but with the full spectrum. Like I said, I'm on season 3. The full spectrum of it is really good. What I have picked up. I guess the overall story is about Jack Pearson, this dude from Philly, gets back from Vietnam. He doesn't want to talk about it much. He lost his brother there. He meets a lady named Rebecca. This is Mandy Moore's character. They fall madly in love, have 3 kids, and this entire series is that story. But it covers a few generations on either side of the core family. The core family is like in the 80s and 90s, so there's nostalgia. And a lot of going back and forth between the 80s and 90s. A lot of our personalities are centered around, or what I understand, our personalities are centered around seemingly minuscule or seemingly insignificant points in our lives, the events, background noise, the small things make us up. I have a memory that nobody else has, and I can't put it into someone else's head the perspective that I had when I had it, unless it's through a medium like this. Smells and textures and temperatures, you can't convey that. So memories that most of us would think are throwaway memories that shouldn't really mean as much as they do kind of define us. This is what I think the entire series focuses on. Small chunks in our lives that make up the greater whole. I have this endearing memory of my dad and myself, my dad cracking pecans in the garage. I have a memory of myself, my sister, and my brother riding in the car with my mom, talking about somebody's baby shower. And for whatever reason, my brother's brain could not filter the word bib. And he suggested a gift for this baby that hasn't been born yet. And the words that came out were Gerber Berber. And everybody in the car looked at him. What? He's like, yeah, Gerber Berber. Get one of those Gerber Berbers. You mean a bib? Yeah, bib. Things like that. Oh, let's see, the war portions. They were done in a somewhat tasteful manner. As much as you could. That is a very touchy war. Especially the event that they film in this movie, or in this TV show. So Jack's brother gets drafted, and Jack enlists to try to help them. If you know anything about the military, that's not allowed. It's not going to happen. You will get discharged. But somehow he does. He tries. And now that I overthink it, once again, he loses a brother. And now that I think about it too much, like I tend to do, they gave kind of a paralleled story with the Vietnam scenes. They gave a parallel of the two Americas that came out of that war. Excuse me. The stiff collar America, the stiff upper lip that came away from the war defeated, but ready to move on. A America that took one on the chin, but still got up under all circumstances, found a place in the world. And I served with a lot of guys who after DD-214, life is fantastic. And a lot of guys, life after DD-214, they wish they had either stayed in or just died. And they really go through a little bit of detail on that section. They do cover veteran suicide. The other America is, they didn't find a network. They were battered, beaten, and broken. They had to make their way, if they could make their way, without a support network. And they did cover a lot of someone who is the physical embodiment of the word alone. And there are still a lot of those vets. I mean, today, from Vietnam, there are still a lot of those vets. They're late 60s, early 70s, but they're out there. Growing up, I had kind of the same age bracket with World War II and Korean veterans. Had a few of those guys in the church. Moving on. What I didn't like about the show. Maybe I was just raised differently. But every time somebody gets conflustrated about something, they throw their hands up and storm out of the room and say something stupid like, I need some space, or I need some air, I just can't. They act like retarded Muppets. Well, when you're done with your can't evens, get back here and talk. And I've screamed at the screen a few times. Like, you talk and you listen. Stop it! Stop it! There are a ton of those Ben Stiller moments where a few episodes or part of the season wouldn't even exist if the people involved in this conflict would just sit down and talk about the thing. Like, we wouldn't have this 20-year-long conflict if you found out that I didn't break your toy. The dog broke it. You blamed it on me, and that's the relationship we've had for the last 20 years. That kind of stuff bugs me. But, I don't know, I guess it's what makes a good drama. Cast. Let me go through the cast. Milo Ventimiglia, the younger Petrelli. He's the dad. Oh yeah. Mandy Moore's the mom. They really do make you believe that this family is conceived in love. They really do. And let's see, the core cast: Sterling Brown and Susan Watson. Sterling Brown and Susan Watson. Their chemistry is superb. Superb. I love them as a couple. Justin Hartley does a great job making everything about his character. Every time he's on screen, everything is about him. And if you watch it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Chris Sullivan and Chrissy Metz are an item, and they do very well. Chris Sullivan plays Toby. Toby is by far my favorite character in the entire series. Except the cameos. The cameos! I love the cameos. Okay, so Sylvester Stallone's in it for a little bit. Playing himself. Gerald McRaney, my all-time favorite actor, is in this. I have been watching Gerald McRaney since he was on Simon & Simon. He's in this as the doctor that delivers the children of the family. And maybe he reminds me of my dad a little bit, so that's why I like the guy so much. Major Dad. They did him a major disservice in A-Team with that character, but Gerald McRaney's in it. Let's see who else is in there. Deborah Jo Rupp, the Kitty from that 70s show. Garrett Morris, Wendy Malick from Just Shoot Me. Dan Loria from The Wonder Years. Jane Kaczmarek from Malcolm in the Middle. There's a bunch of. I'm only on season 3, so there's a lot of people in there. I have gone a little too far with this, time-wise. I'm going to cut it off there, or else I'll just keep talking about it for the next hour. Check this one out. Check this one. I don't watch many dramas, but this one's good. This is a good one. Like I said, there are elements of wokeness. It's 2016. It's currently going on. Season 3. I'm on season 3 right now. I think there are 6 so far. So far, I haven't run into much, if any, Orange Man bad. If I dig too much, I'll find a lot, I'm sure. But I have not found or seen any Orange Man bad anything. Yeah, that's it. Roll the dice on this one. It's really fantastic. Great series.